When it comes to belief and manifestation, a lot of people can get tripped up. A lot of people will sit there and think, well, in order for me to create this amazing thing, I need to believe I already have this amazing thing. Now, this is a slight misconception that I want to clear up in this video today. You don't need to believe in your manifestation in order to create it. The only thing that you do need to believe in is manifestation and yourself enough to stay consistent doing what creates. Now, let me give you a little demonstration, a little example that may clear this up for you or kind of get you on board with what I'm saying. Many of us have or are experiencing undesired circumstances, whether it's a loss of job, a breakup, no contact, or anything like that. Now, in order for those circumstances to be in place, they must have been impressed by your subconscious mind at some point in time in the past. What your conscious mind focuses on, whether it's what you speak about, think about, expect, joke about, anything like that, if it's taking your conscious mind's awareness, it has the potential to be passed on to your subconscious mind, which that then gets to work pushing out for you to experience. So, if you're in a situation right now that you don't like, it is because at some point in time, you were placing your awareness consistently on something undesirable, which then impressed the subconscious mind and created it for you. Now, when you were placing your awareness on that thing, let's just use a relationship as the example. Maybe you were thinking things like, they're just going to leave me, or you were doubting or fearing that they were going to leave you, and lo and behold, they did. Now, the thing that a lot of people get wrong about this kind of situation is they believe that it's because they believed that their person was going to leave that they ended up leaving. And therefore, they feel like they have to believe that their person is going to come back in order for them to come back. But that's not actually the case. What is the case is the fact that they believed in those thoughts enough for them to keep redirecting their awareness back to them, which then created that dominant state, which then created the outcome. If they believed in that thought, let's just say they're going to leave, even if they believed in that thought, but they thought about it once and then never again and only ever thought about them staying, they would have held on to their person. Because it isn't the belief that creates, it is the repetition of entering a state of being which is passed on to your subconscious mind, which then pushes out. So even if you believe something negative, if you're choosing to focus on something positive instead, you will get what you are dominantly focusing on. So it's not the belief in the story that has created the outcome. It is the belief in the story that creates the consistent going back to that story, which creates that outcome. Now that's the explanation of the negative, but how can we use that for the positive? Well, the exact same way. You're just incorporating redirecting back to consciously instead of through the naturalness of belief. Now, what I mean by that is if it was the belief that you genuinely had that they would leave that caused you to go back to that old story which created it, or that undesired story which created it, let's now say that we're manifesting this person back. We want to, or a new person. Let's go with a new person today, actually, just for the purposes of this example. We have this person in mind, great person, we absolutely adore them, but we don't believe that we can have them. Is that the problem? It's only the problem if that's where we're constantly going back to. But let's say that we decide to consciously direct our awareness back to the place of they're already here, they're head over heels in love with me, everything is amazing between us, and things like that. Because we are consciously choosing to redirect our focus back to that state, we will still get that outcome because our subconscious mind isn't going, you don't believe it. Our subconscious mind is going, that's what you're dominantly showing me. So in the instance of creating something despite not having the belief that it can be created, we are swapping belief out for conscious decision. Belief is what makes us naturally redirect ourselves back to something. If I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread, I'm going to naturally operate in that way. I'm going to walk with my chest held high, make good eye contact. If someone was treating me wrong, I would set boundaries and cut them off or whatever. It would be natural because I have that belief in myself. But if I don't have that belief in myself, I need to consciously walk with my chest held high, consciously choose to make good eye contact, consciously choose to set boundaries if they don't treat me right. Now, just because it is conscious as opposed to a belief doesn't make it any less valid. It is the persona, it is the state of being that we are taking on that matters. How you get to that state of being is completely irrelevant. This is why SATs, visualizations, affirmations, acting as if, 369, water in a cup, whatever it is the method that you're doing to manifest, they will all create, assuming you stay consistent with them. Because it is the consistency of redirecting yourself back to the end result that creates, not the belief in the end result in and of itself. Now, of course, if you do believe in your end result, great. You're probably going to naturally find yourself redirecting yourself back to it anyway, because that's where the belief lies. But you not believing in it doesn't mean you cannot have it. You not believing in it just means you have to make the conscious decision to continue to redirect your awareness back to it. You have to make the conscious decision to say, okay, I maybe don't necessarily believe in my end result, but here's the visualization of me enjoying it. Here's me affirming that I enjoy it. Here's me acting as though I enjoy it, or acting as though I have it. Here's me consciously replacing belief with conscious decision. I'm going through my average day. I have a negative thought comes up about my desire. Maybe I'm concerned that they're just never going to want someone like me. That's not true for me because, in fact, I am insert positive self-affirmations and we are already back together. Or we are already together, sorry. You know, you dwell in that for a few moments, feel good about it, you go on your way. How is doing that any different to believing it? There is none. You're still showing your mind the same story. One is just conscious, one is more natural. But the more that you consciously do this, if you're in a state of disbelief, the more you are going to eventually show your subconscious mind that story. It's going to eventually take it in, and therefore you will begin to believe it more. Because belief is merely based on the stories that we hold true internally. So, once you start impressing it further by redirecting your awareness back to that end state consistently enough for it to impress, that is when the belief will follow. And then that is when it will become more natural to you. Like if you've seen any of my signs videos, I talk about the naturalness of your desire, and then boom, that's when you'll end up seeing results. And the great thing about it is you don't even need to get to the full belief part in order to see results. With me and my manifestation with Katie, I didn't fully believe she was going to come back. I just consciously chose to think the new thoughts, to embody the new state, and she did. Then when she was in front of me and everything was great, that when it was natural because I believed it, because we had had the conversations about our relationship and such. So regardless of if you don't believe the affirmations, if you don't believe the scene, if you don't believe that it can even happen, if you believe that everyone else can manifest but you, regardless of any of that, if you still choose to make the conscious decision to consciously decide to think new thoughts, you are just swapping out belief for that. Therefore, the mechanism is still going to work the exact same way. You're just going about it a slightly different way to someone else. But if it gets you embodying that state, doesn't matter how you do it. Everything is just a mode of transport to get you either thinking as though you do or don't have your desire. So don't worry if you don't believe it. Just consciously decide to do the work anyway, and you'll get to that state of belief at some point in time. Either that, or you'll get the results before then. But either way, you're still going to win. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop me a like and a comment down below just to let me know you like this kind of content. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, I'd highly recommend you subscribe because we have some really good videos coming up over the next few weeks that I'm really excited to share with you, such as this is what your specific person feels when you affirm video in the presentation format of the no contact video that you guys absolutely blew up. So I'm super excited for that one. If you're in need of any one-to-one help to overcome this belief issue and to get you on a process that you can consciously choose to do, head down below to the description or the comment section, and there you'll find my link tree where you can find my website links. I also have 3 tiers of a monthly membership, all with different amazing value to offer your manifestation journey. So if you want to help yourself manifest more things without breaking the bank, I highly recommend you go join up to my memberships, and I recommend you go do that now. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.